I would like to assess one of my students' IELTS essays. Let's go through the essay question first and then the answer. The question is, completing university education is thought by some to be the best way to get a good job. On the other hand, other people think that getting experience and developing soft skills is more important. Discuss both sides and give your opinion. So this essay question is falling under the discussion essay. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, no worries. All right, let's go to the answer now. In this competitive era, getting a good job has become a necessity to lead a comfortable and satisfactory life. That's good. I'm very happy with this. You have written on the background sentence in relation to the job. It's all about job, isn't it? Good. Okay,
Mm.
some people claim that tertiary qualification is mainly responsible for meeting the eligibility of getting a job. Okay, however, others believe that professional experience and skills contribute more in getting a job, contribute more to get a job. It's not in getting a job. Contribute goes with the to, contribute to something. Okay, contribute to get a job, get a good
Okay.
job. So contribute always goes with the to, not with the in.
Yeah.
All right, contribute more to get a job. Both of these perceptions will be meticulously analyzed before constructing an inference. That's good. Except this mistake, everything else is all good. I'm very happy with the way that you have written down. But both these, no, you don't need to use off. Remove off. Okay, off can be removed. Both these perceptions. That's it. Yep. But these are the minor mistakes. I mean, they're not that bad. Okay. So your sentence
Mhm.
structure is good. You were able to follow the proper structure and you were to the point. I'm very happy with the way that you're writing down the introduction paragraph. Okay. Let me go through the supporting paragraph one. On the first hand, it's not on the first hand. No, on one hand. It is on one hand. That's it. Don't use on the first hand. That's wrong. I don't know where you have got this phrase. It is wrong. Okay. On one hand, it is extremely important to undertake tertiary education so that the graduates. Okay, comma needs to be removed. Remove this comma, please. So that doesn't need any comma before that. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So that graduates are more likely to get a better employment. Okay. Firstly, university students have an opportunity to learn about their chosen subjects. For instance, these students are involved in theory and practical units that can help them to expand their knowledge and skills. That's good. As a result of this, I mean, you don't need to use as a result of this. You can remove off this. I mean, there's no grammar mistake, but it is adding no value to the sentence. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Getting.
So just remove off this from here.
Mm.
As a result, they can easily meet the requirements of a job offer. Not only this, when students are enrolled in a university, they tend to acquire basic skills and strengths such as time management. Such as doesn't need any commas before that. Okay, so remove this comma as well. I have uploaded a video on the use of punctuation marks on my YouTube channel. So you can go through that and then you can identify the ways you have to use the punctuation marks such as commas and full stops, okay? Such as time
Okay.
management, teamwork, leadership qualities, and so on. That's good. Um, Thus, these skills can collectively contribute to make university
Wait.
education. Yes, to make, okay?
Yeah.
To make university education, to make university graduates more eligible for getting better career opportunities. Becoming more eligible. Um, More eligible. You don't need to add more eligible. More can be removed. It doesn't add value here.
Okay.
All right. Let me go through the next one. On the other hand, it is argued that experience and enhanced skills are more significant to get a good employment. Okay, this can be true up to some extent. It's not up to some extent, but to some extent. So remove up. Remove this, please. We never use up to some extent. We always use to some extent, to a greater extent, to some extent. Okay. So to some extent, because professional experience can result in polishing the skills and knowledge which is gained, which are gained. Because when you say polishing the skills and knowledge,
The
you have
plural.
to use, yeah, that's a plural noun. Yes, you have to use are. You have to use a plural, which are gained through education. Therefore, an experienced individual is more likely to fit in a job than an inexperienced person. It's not unexperienced, but inexperienced. It is
I was
inexperienced.
thinking in or an. Yeah, I was a bit confused.
It's inexperienced. Okay. Also, when people have sufficient experience in their field, there is more probability that they will demonstrate better outcomes, such as, again, commas need to be removed. Comma. It's only after such as you have to, whenever you list out the range of things, after such as you have to place commas, okay, in between them. All right. But before that, it's not needed. So remove this comma, please. Such as time consuming. Okay, let's say better outcomes such as time consuming, problem solving, etc. Let me read this one again. Also, when people have sufficient experience in their field, there is more probability that they will demonstrate better outcomes such as time consuming, problem solving, etc. So time consuming, no. These things are not that good. Okay, I mean, it's more probably that they will demonstrate better outcomes. Time consuming is not the better outcomes. These things are wrong.
See, I didn't get suitable word. I was actually trying to write that they will.
Maybe you can say better outcomes such as improved efficiency. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, efficiency.
And yeah, so you could have mentioned, instead of these two phrases, you could have mentioned the improved efficiency and better utilization of resources. Better utilization of resources. Okay, and never ever use etc. After such as, you need to use only the nouns. Okay, remember that. You can't use a verb plus ing like this. It's not wrong. It's not correct. So you have to use improved efficiency and better utilization of resources and remove etc. Never ever use abbreviations. Okay, etc. needs to be removed.
So
Hence,
what?
Yeah.
Sorry.
To name but a few. Okay, what you could have done is, if you want to use the same thing, you could use this one. To name but a few. To name but a few. This could have been replaced with that. Okay. So to name but a few. For example, you can say such as improved efficiency and better utilization of resources. To name but a few, which means there are more benefits than this. There are more better outcomes than this. Okay. There is one problem here as well. It's not more probability. Here there is, okay, it's not more, there is a high possibility. Otherwise, you can say, for example, also when people have sufficient experience in their field, the probability is higher. The probability is high that, and then you can write it down. So don't use there is more probability. That's wrong, actually. It doesn't make sense. Okay, if you say also when people have sufficient experience in their field, the probability is high that they will demonstrate better outcomes such as improved efficiency and better utilization of resources. Okay, to name but a few. If you want to add more and more, then you can mention that. Otherwise, if this is an example, it's okay to mention a couple of things only. That's fine. Do you know what I mean? It is okay. I mean, you don't see, in an essay you can't write down so many things in one go itself. You can't do that. You have to have ideas in each sentence. but don't try to put so many things in one example itself. I mean, you can write down maybe 2 to 3 examples, different things. Okay, maybe you can go up to 4. Hence, professional skills and experience and skills can result in increasing the chances of getting a better career option. Okay, that's all right. In brief, after the perusal of both viewpoints, it is clear that tertiary studies play a crucial role in obtaining better employment for the graduates. Therefore, it is highly recommended to high school students to undertake university qualification to achieve theoretical and practical knowledge of their subjects. That is fine. Okay. So the introduction and concluding paragraphs are, more appealing than that of the supporting paragraphs 1 and 2. Okay, let me give you the feedback. All right, grammar could have been better. Okay, one thing I have noticed is that, okay, sorry, must be double M. Okay, one thing I have noticed here in both the supporting paragraph is that you have used more simple sentences, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, a couple of sentences could have been combined to make it a complex sentence. For example, this one. For instance, these students are involved in theory and practical units that can help them to expand their knowledge and skills. And as a result, you could have mentioned this one. They can easily get job offer. I mean, these two sentences could have been merged together to form a complex sentence. Okay. I mean, some of them. I mean, you don't need to. It's okay. You have used a couple of complex and compound sentences as well. But yeah, you could have used maybe more complex and compound sentences could have been used in your essay. Okay, that's one thing. Vocabulary could have been better with the use of more formal words, okay, and synonyms. You have used some synonyms again and again. For example, therefore, the connecting phrase, therefore, has been repeated twice, I believe. One here and then the other one is here. So try to use different phrases. Maybe you can use so, or you can use maybe as a consequence, or consequently, or eventually. And this one, otherwise you would have used a further. It is highly recommended. You could have used a further instead of therefore. Okay.
Yeah.
And there are minor mistakes. The selection of words isn't that good on the first hand. That's wrong. And as a result of this, which could have been avoided anyway. I mean, it's not a grammar mistake. It is a selection of words. Okay. And then this one, like there is more probability. The probability is high. The probability is higher. Do you know what I mean? Those kinds of phrases are good. And the use of nouns and verbs are not that good. Okay. Apart from that, the use of what you can say, use of punctuation marks, nouns, verbs, and articles could have been improved. Okay. And then connectivity could have been better with the use of appropriate linking phrases. You should have used appropriate linking phrases. For example, instead of writing down on the first hand, you should have used on one hand. Okay.
Yeah.
That's one issue. Task fulfillment is good. Task fulfillment is good enough, for 7 bands. But yeah, grammar, punctuation marks, nouns, verbs, articles could have been better. Okay. Let me go through this.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, please.
So, for example, we are removing the comma before such as.
That's
So,
right.
if including a sentence and sorry, we are including, for example, in a sentence.
Yes.
So, Is there a need of comma
Yes,
before?
after. No, not before, after. After, for example, you need to place a comma. See, these are the connecting phrases, okay, that need to have a comma after them, okay, not before them. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. You should not use them before, but you have to use them after.
Okay.
Yes. Do you have any other questions?
No, all good.
All good. Okay, no worries. Okay, let me go through the score now. According to me, okay, you have improved a lot under task fulfillment. That's good enough. I'm happy with that. But connectivity, punctuation marks, grammar, vocabulary could have been better. It's not that good. I mean, they could have been better
Yeah.
to some extent. Okay, let me go through that. To me, this sounds like okay, sorry, give me 1 minute.
I should have revised also before sending it.
Yeah, you have to proofread it. Okay, this sounds like a 6.5 band essay. Okay. You should have avoided those mistakes. Otherwise, you will not be able to get 7 bands.
Mm.
It's all about identifying your mistakes, proofreading them, and then rectifying them.
Yeah.
Proofreading cannot be underestimated, and it should not be underestimated actually, because proofreading helps a lot. You can easily find out the obvious mistakes and can rectify them. So it's better to practice very well,
Yeah.
and try to avoid those mistakes. Okay, no worries. Thank you so much. Let me send it to you.